Imagine this. You're overwhelmed, your schedule is very busy, and yet someone asks you for one tiny favor. Your heart sinks, but instead of saying no, you force a smile and say, "Sure, I can do that." Sound familiar? We've all been there. We say yes when we mean no. We take on more than we can handle until we have nothing left to give or do. We put others' needs over our priorities. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful things you can ever say is no? What does it even mean, saying no? We think that saying no is something quite simple, an everyday occurrence, but it is not. We lack perspective on it. The actual true meaning is way more complicated than we think. Saying no is about setting healthy boundaries and protecting your time, energy, and values. It reflects self-respect, confidence, and clarity about what truly matters to you. Saying no is often seen as a sign of weakness. Saying no isn't, but it is not. Saying no isn't about isolating yourself or being selfish. It's about setting boundaries, saving your time, your energy, and your well-being. It is actually a strength that not many people have. Many people do not get the privilege to have this strength. Why? Well, most people fear disappointing others. They fear missing opportunities. They have a strong sense of guilt, lack confidence in setting boundaries, or simply just desire to be liked. But what they don't realize is that when we say yes to everything, we invite stress, exhaustion, and resentment. This is also something that must be improved, because if you cannot say no, people will start to abuse their power. Your position in the power balance between you and other people shifts. In other words, if we go to the extreme, the inability to say no creates the relations of abuse, and in the worst case, it can make you the victim. To mention, saying no also holds great value because it affects the way in which other people perceive us, and of course, the way in which we view ourselves. How important our values are, our boundaries, our mental health, and so on. The saying no actually has many beneficial gains. For example, when we say no, we take back control. We make space for what truly matters, our passions, our peace of mind, and the people who truly lift us up. Think about the most successful people in the world. They don't say yes to everything. They say no to distractions, to unnecessary obligations, to things that don't align with their goals. Like Anne Lamott once said, "No is a complete sentence." Understanding and saying no is great, but you also have to understand when it is mandatory to say no and when it is not appropriate to say it. You have to achieve a certain balance, which is very delicate. It's important to say no when agreeing would compromise your priorities, values, or well-being, such as extra work, constant favors, and abusive relationships. Still, there are times when saying yes can open the door to meaningful experiences or personal growth, like opportunities and projects, building healthy relationships with respect and equal effort from both sides, collaboration with others, and doing acts of service and kindness. Unfortunately, I cannot give you the exact recipe in order to achieve this balance. Nobody in the universe knows the recipe to this, so it all truly depends on you. Now, let's get back on how to actually do it. Of course, saying no is hard, but here's the truth. The people who truly respect you will respect your boundaries, and those who don't, maybe they shouldn't have so much control over your time anyway. Learning to say no starts with giving yourself permission to pause before answering. You don't need to respond right away. Taking a moment helps you decide if the request fits your priorities. Being honest but polite, for example, saying, "I really appreciate you thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now," makes your refusal sound respectful. If it's hard to say no, try, "Let me think about it and get back to you." Or offer a smaller alternative like, "I can't do that, but I can help with another part." Short, clear explanations make you confident and calm. Most importantly, remember that saying no isn't rude. It protects your time, energy, and focus. And practicing small no's makes it easier in bigger situations. So the next time someone asks for your time, pause and ask yourself, does this align with my priorities? Will this bring me joy or drain me? Am I saying yes out of guilt or obligation? Because at the end of the day, your time and energy are your most valuable resources. And if you don't protect them, no one else will. So the next time you feel pressured to say yes, remember this. Every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you're saying yes to something that does. It can be hard, but with the more times you say no, you'll gain more confidence. It will feel like you'll be crashing an imaginary wall which is blocking you from all these opportunities. Find the balance, find peace, find your boundaries. And that is where true power begins.